season continues here on Adelphia Cable TV 2 as tonight we are in Athens at the Convocation Center on the campus of Ohio University for a Division III regional semifinal between the Garaway Pirates and Richmond Southeastern. The Panthers coming in at 22-1, taking on the 23-1 Garaway Pirates. Good evening, everybody. Roger Dominic, along with my good friend Don Maurer, directing and running camera tonight, Mr. Jessup Petrosky. Don, for the first time tonight, Tyler Renner's going to have to look up at the guy he's playing across from, at least from what we think.
Well, exactly, and you and I have already talked many times about just how this is going to play out, because when you have a big man versus a big man in the post, it's always a case of how well can his teammates get him the ball, and also how well can the big man move against the other big man.
The big man we are talking about from Richmond Southeastern, Mr. Chris Skaggs, and you will not miss him, folks, listed at 6'11", weighing right around 270 pounds. I happen to be standing right next to him as the Panthers walked into the facility tonight, and he's every bit of 270. I'll give him that. 6'11", maybe a little bit of an exaggeration. Hard for us to tell way atop here, Don, but he's definitely 6'9", 6'10", somewhere in that neighborhood.
And we've been watching him shoot in warm-ups, and it does look like he has some mobility, certainly has a little touch. It looks as though, Roger, he may not be afraid to go out to the foul line, maybe foul line extended, and even try a jumper. At least he was doing it in warm-ups, so let's see.
The Pirates, as we said, come in on this season 23-1. The first time they've won a district since 1989. It just so happened in 1989 they were right here at the Convocation Center in Athens. That year they defeated Tuscarawas Central Catholic, which breaks my heart, Don, in the regional semifinals. Went on to lose. Ended up losing by 18 to a very good Columbus Worley team that year, but now they're back this year, and boy, they're playing great ball.
Well, you had mentioned that, Roger, that it had been since 1989 that the Pirates had reached this level. And my thinking on something like that is, with all the great teams that they've had and the talent that has been at that school year in and year out, probably the toughest team that Garaway had to beat to get to this level was Garaway itself. You know, they've got the monkey off their back. They're out of the district. They've reached the regional level. There probably is an air of satisfaction, at least an air of relief about that, but now they have another task ahead of them.
And of course we'll get into this maybe a little bit later on in the game, but not only is this place tough for me because of course my beloved Saints came here and lost once, but you yourself drove down here. And, in fact, Larry Jordan, the head coach for Southeastern, maybe a little familiar to you?
Yeah, if we weren't so high up, I'd walk across the floor and introduce myself again and tell him that we met here some 25 years ago when his team beat the Strasburg Tigers in it was a regional championship game. So as beautiful as it is, Roger, it does have some memories for both of us.
The game, I guess really even more pressure added to it. In the first game tonight, number 2 seeded Wheelersburg got handled by Eastern Brown, the number 13 team in the state. Southeastern comes in the number 12 team in the state, and of course Garaway unranked. Just geographically kind of set the location, Don, for folks at home. Richmond Southeastern located about 10 miles southeast of Chillicothe.
Right.
So Richmond, Eastern Brown, Wheelersburg, all from the same general area, and here comes Dover, or Garaway, sliding in from New Philadelphia.
Exactly. We're going over the brackets. Garaway is certainly the odd team out. We're talking about teams from southeastern Ohio and on the river, Wheelersburg and Eastern Brown, both schools on the Ohio River, and of course the team we're facing tonight, Southeastern from Ross County near Chillicothe, not that far from the river. So, and Roger, many common opponents for 3 of those teams. Garaway is certainly the odd team out here.
Because Southeastern has played their sectional and district in this facility, Garaway had the opportunity to come down and practice on the floor. Coach Scott Bardall declined, saying the rims are 10 feet high, the baselines are 94 feet apart. It's a basketball floor, folks.
Well, I want to tell you what. If I can call back the memories that you and I were just talking about, the Strasburg team I was associated with came down here, played on the court for the very first time, and in our semi game, it was probably one of the best games we played the entire year. I mean, they just shot lights out. I think a coach and fans and whatever can sometimes make too big of a deal out of the surroundings. I want to tell you what, Roger, this is a wonderful place to play basketball. It's a great court. You've got the sunken effect because they don't have the student bleachers out, so the fans are raised. But I want to tell you what, once that game starts, it's a basketball court, and I don't believe it's going to make one bit of difference. This is a great atmosphere for basketball, and I think the coach did the right thing by underplaying the court.
Outstanding facility it is, and we can't speak badly. We're sitting in the lows up here during this game. You saw the normal starting five for Garaway. Let us familiarize you with Southeastern. Number 3 is Brian Netter, a 5'11" senior. Number 4 is Tristan Deddy, a 6'2" junior. Number 32 is Chris Netrall, a 6'4" senior. And as we said, number 44 is Chris Skaggs. He's a 6'11" junior, and he's going to be, I think, Don, the focal point tonight for the Garaway Pirates.
Yeah, as we start this broadcast, Southeastern is in the white with the blue trim, the blue numbers. The fans need to keep their eye on number 44, Chris Skaggs, the 6'11" player you described, but also number 4, Tristan Deddy, who is the 6'2" guard, their second leading scorer, just as valuable from the perimeter and just as important in getting Skaggs the ball inside. That is going to be a game within a game.
The fifth starter I missed, Dave McGarvey, number 33. He's a 6' senior. So Renner and Skaggs battle. Skaggs controls the tip. It'll go off his hand and over to Garaway to start this one, and we're underway.
We're underway. Garaway in the red, in their away red with the blue numbers. They'll be moving left to right on the screen. Southeastern again in the white uniforms.
Hisrich, Gerber, Felton, Renner, and Regula. As we said, the normal starting five for Scott Bardall. That's Hisrich with it out top of the key. Gerber's 3 in the air. Off rim, no good. John Regula rebound, takes it back up and right through the big man for his first bucket.
Well, and Southeastern showed a zone with a lot of sag on the big man. That was their strategy. Garaway seems to be opening up in a man-to-man.
Quickly, Southeastern, the baseline jumper from Tristan Deddy, and that's the guy you highlighted, Don, at the top of this.
Well, and the report says not only is he the second leading scorer, but he's key in getting the ball inside to the post.
And now it almost may look, Don, like they've got a box and one on Tyler Renner. Take a look at that and see what we come up with.
I'm not going to argue with that. That's what it looked like, and that's what it is.
Hisrich thought about it now. Regular 15-footer, rim no good, and the big man Skaggs with the rebound. His outlet pass is out of control. Now the one advantage, even though Tyler tonight giving up 5 inches, it looks like non-athletically Tyler a little more gifted than Mr. Skaggs.
One of the things we want to look at right away is the mobility factor of the big man. We already know Garaway, and we know that they are not only big, but they can move. They can step off. Let's see what the gentleman from Southeastern can do.
Nice dump down to Felton, and the great pass there by Tyler Renner, and now the Pirates up 4-2 early on in this one.
Just 6.5 minutes to go, Roger, and Garaway has done an excellent job of getting the ball inside.
McGarvey's got it. He takes a look inside. Now they'll go high post. This is Netrall. His jumper won't go, but McGarvey chases it down. Skaggs got it. First time we take a look at him on the block, they double down and tie him up.
They did that. Garaway is playing in a man defense, and they're just putting a lot of pressure on the big man. As soon as the pass goes inside, in that case, he was triple teamed.
Garaway, or actually Southeastern, will keep control of it. Southeastern, I'm sure, a conglomerate of high schools from what the old days used to be. Of course, when you guys came down, Don, you lost to Ross Southeastern.
Right.
And I think they've had a few high schools rolled into one. As that inbound pass is tipped, stolen by Tyler. He's going to take it down, tries to spin, knocked away, and then they're actually going to call a foul a little bit late on that.
Well, they called it late. I didn't think they were going to call it, but they did. It was on the floor. Garaway out of bounds.
And they give that foul to Brian Netter, and that is his first. Another question mark, Don, we had for Southeastern was how deep were they? Wait and see for us.
Well, again, the fans are very familiar with Garaway, and Garaway has been playing excellent basketball. One of the things I wanted to mention, Roger, as we got into this basketball game.
As Felton misses that, and Skaggs comes down with the rebound, and he will clear it off.
Garaway has played a variety of games. They've been in blowouts, they've been in tight ball games, and all that experience is bound to help them in tonight's basketball game.
This time again, 15-footer in the air, and this one is good for Chris Netrol. Netrol, as we said, is a 6'4" senior.
Ties it at 4 with 5.5 minutes to go.
So Garaway matched up, actually maybe a height disadvantage for them for first time this year, as taking the baseline jumper was Felton. Weak side rebound down to Southeastern, and the Panthers look to counter.
The good news is Garaway is getting some excellent open shots. The bad news is they're only getting one shot. Raw Southeastern doing a good job of limiting Garaway to one shot.
Deddy tried to go baseline and had that rejected, and now we'll see Nathan Miller come in for the Pirates. He'll come in for Mike Felton. 5:12 and remaining in period number 1. We're tied up at 4. Division III regional semifinal action. The finals are Saturday at 1. The winner of this one will take on Eastern Brown.
Garaway in a man, and they're doubling up inside any chance they get.
McGarvey 3 is nailed. So Dave McGarvey showing he looks like he's their defensive stopper and also a perimeter threat early in this one. 7-4 Southeastern.
You can't judge everything on warm-ups, but we were watching the Southeastern team, and he looked like a good shooter in warm-ups.
Hisrich on the right wing. Skips it across. Miller's going to take the 17-footer. Rim no good, and Skaggs has got it again. And I got a feeling if he gets it, you ain't getting it away from him.
You're exactly right. Garaway has been limited to one shot.
They're going to get a foul, a reach there on that. And I think it is on Mr. Hisrich, and it is, and that'll be his first and the team's first. Southeastern inbounding under their own bucket, and they'll get it out top to Deddy. Down into Skaggs, 6'11", big man's got it, and he puts it up, and Don, if he gets it there all night, I don't care how unathletic he is, you ain't going to stop him.
Well, the thing that hurt Garaway is they didn't get any backside help on that one. They were fronting the big man inside, and it was after the lob, he was wide open.
Hisrich with it once again on the wing. He's going to take the 17-footer, and he buries it. If John Hisrich can knock that down, Don, that would be a big boost for the Pirates, who now trail by 3 at the 4-minute mark of period number 1. Turnover there is Netter trying to force it down to the post. Not a good choice.
No, it wasn't. And talk about Garaway hitting that shot. They've gotten that shot, and it's been an open shot for them. And if they start hitting it, they're going to force Southeastern to adjust what they're doing.
As you can see, Southeastern laning out of that box and one, just worried about Renner. Gerber puts it on the floor, tries to dump it down, and had it knocked away. And now Southeastern will come away. Looks like early on, Don, both teams want to play the same kind of tempo. As this time that one is thrown up by Deddy. He does draw the foul, though, and we'll head to the free throw line.
Right. Well, if you start in a defense, Roger, if you have a strategy and start with it and you're having success, you're not going to change until the team makes you change. And right now, Southeastern's leading 9-6, and they're going to keep playing a box and one until somebody from Garaway steps up and hits a couple of baskets.
Foul was on Gerber as Deddy makes the first one. He now has 3 in the ball game. 10-6, Southeastern on top. Of course, as we've seen in tournament time, Don, and you can attest to this, you don't want to get down early in tournaments.
No.
Of course, Beechcroft last night would be the exception, I guess. But even still, Dover, of course, playing with the shortened bench. If they had all their people, I think they come out of there with the W. Nathan Miller thought about that. Now Gerber will take it.
Yeah, nice open 3.
And there's that ball reversal, Don, that you were talking about. Get it reversed and get the weak side mismatch.
And they've got that shot, and it is an uncontested shot.
10-9, Skaggs has got it in the post, and as we said, if they're going to keep fronting, they better get either more ball pressure or better weak side help. Hisrich.
Well, there's an alignment by Southeastern that is just not allowing Garaway to get backside help, and I'm not sure exactly why that is, because it doesn't look like they're clearing out that much.
Got an official timeout there so Ryan could tie his shoe, and he's all set. Of course, Gerber, just a sophomore, been playing well on the tournament trail for Scott Bardall. Hisrich Now Gerber on the wing. They remain in the box and one, Don.
Yep, and see, that's the shot they're giving them.
That time Skaggs stepped out and challenged, and they're actually going to get Miller on the reach after the rebound, so it'll be Nathan Miller's first and the team's third.
Roger, I can't fault Garaway at all. They're doing an excellent job of adjusting to the box and one as far as working the ball around and getting a nice open shot. That's about a little 12-foot jumper right,
And you notice
right off the lane.
Right, and you notice what they're doing, Don. They're reversing it to the side that Skaggs is on to make him have to cover more territory.
And he's doing it.
Yes, he is.
And he's also getting a rebound.
When you're 6'11", that's probably a little bit easier than it'd be for me or you. But in the paint, turnaround jumper does not go. Battle for the loose ball rebound. It is not saved, says our baseline official. And we'll go over to Garaway as Netrol thought the turnaround jumper might go.
Well, that time, Garaway was still fronting the big man, and they were getting some backside help.
Pirates now as they cross half court, and we go under 2 minutes in this first quarter. Gerber, 17-footer in the air. Boy, he's got his stroke on tonight.
Yeah.
5 now for Ryan Gerber. 12-11, Southeastern has the lead at 140.
Looked like they switched up to a 1-3-1 just to give it a quick different look.
Larry Jordan been in the game a while, and now Mr. Skaggs has it, and they're going to get the foul on Ryan Gerber coming weak side, and that's bad news. Ryan Gerber just picked up his second, and he's been shooting it well early on.
Yeah, he just made 2 key baskets. That is not good. Southeastern is doing an excellent job, Roger, of keeping their players away from the post area and not giving Garaway a chance to give backside help.
That ball could not be handled by Netter, and the Garaway Pirates make the steal. They've got a chance to take the lead on this possession. Ari Yoder into the ball game, gets it into Renner. Renner turn over Skaggs, doesn't go, and it's cleared by Southeastern. Not many times has Renner turned this year, Don, and seen a bigger guy behind him.
But I think he's there looks like an errant pass. I think he's the kind of player that'll adjust to it.
Tyler's definitely a fighter, boy. He will not... The job he did up at the district, I thought, was fabulous. He put the Pirates on his shoulders for 2 straight games and carried them.
I thought so, too.
This 3 in the air doesn't go. Hisrich with the rebound. The Pirates got a run out if they so choose with 50 seconds remaining in the first quarter. Now they're going to back it out. Miller, right wing, high post Regula. The space disappears quickly when Mr. 44 steps your way.
Yeah, and Southeastern's... changed it up a little bit. It almost, to me, looks like a 1-3-1, but maybe it still is the box and one. But nonetheless, Garaway's bringing it out and playing with 27 seconds to go for the last shot, trailing by 1.
And as you take a look at it, actually, Don, I think it is more of a zone look.
Yep.
As Renner now being allowed to congregate in the high post by himself. The clock now reading 10 seconds. They're going to go baseline look with it. Miller's got it. Dribbles, Regula in the corner, his three's in the air, rim doesn't go, Hisrich tipped it, won't go, McGarvey with the rebound, and the throw won't even come close. We've come to the end of quarter number 1 here at OU. The Garaway Pirates trail Southeastern 12-11 after 8 minutes of play. Welcome back to the Convocation Center on the campus of Ohio University in Athens, Ohio. We are set to start the second quarter of our Division III regional semifinal. Garaway trailing Southeastern 12-11. Taking a look quickly in that first quarter, the leading scorer for the Pirates was Ryan Gerber, who had 5. Then 2 points for Hisrich, Felton, and Regula. Missing from that, Tyler Renner did not score in the first quarter.
And Tyler also was out rebound. We're trying to keep some individual stats on the rebounding. Skaggs, the big man for Southeastern, had 3. Renner had 1.
That jumper knocked down by Nathan Miller, so he gets his name in the book and gives Garaway a 13-12 lead.
Garaway was out rebounded in the first quarter, 7-3, but by the same token, Southeastern had 4 turnovers to just 1 for the Pirates.
High post, and that is once again number 32, Chris Netrol, and Netrol has 4, and he seems to be getting himself loosed on in the middle of that Garaway defense. Regula, though, counters quickly, and now the Pirates want to turn the tempo up a little bit. 15-14, the Pirates take the lead back.
Well, they come out and hit 2 for 2 to start second quarter.
One of the things the Pirates have done this entire season and in the postseason, Don, is they have dictated tempo. Everybody has played their way, as now we see a move down on the baseline, and actually Skaggs is going to get called for coming over the back, is going a little bit out of control with Deddy.
He was definitely out of control, and that's probably, as the second leading scorer, he probably has driven the lane and created things, and Garaway just didn't give him anything to create.
Of course, for so many games, we don't know. We're not very familiar with many of the opponents for Southeastern, as we're going to stoppage here so one of the players can get his shoes tied up. But I'd be willing to bet Skaggs hasn't seen anybody even close to his height throughout the entire season, so he's probably, hasn't had many nights where he's had to bang against a similar body.
And, you made a good point, Roger. Oh, there they go.
Garaway now handling it against low pressure. Gerber puts it on the floor, gets baseline, gets it up over Skaggs, but it's too far. 6'11" will adjust your shots, folks.
Both teams have shown some patience, and your point being, if Garaway picks up the pace, we'll find out if Skaggs at 6'11" can run the court.
I think that would be a good thing. He has not had a blow yet in this one. He's played all 10 minutes that we've played in this ball game so far. That was Netter trying to force another one up, won't go. And here come the Pirates in transition. This time Renner's got it on the block, and he's going to draw the foul, and that's 2 on Skaggs. And right there, Don, what we talked about.
Yeah, he ran the court. He was a little late getting down there. One of the things I noticed in the Southeastern offense, boy, when Skaggs sets a pick, Roger. Whoa.
You stop.
Yeah, that is a big pick.
Renner at the free throw line. His first one is good. How big were his free throws back against Union Local late in that one?
With 6 minutes to go in the first half, 16-14 Pirates. I think they're playing a good ball game, Roger.
Playing an excellent ball game. As now Skaggs will get a break, and in for him is number 14, Tony Young, the 6'1" sophomore. We include the afro in that, and he probably gets out to about 6'4".
Yeah, yep. And we were watching him in warm-ups.
Renner's second is also good. So Tyler 2 for 2 from the free throw line. 17-14, Garaway on top. And almost a turnover for the Southeastern Panthers.
A quick press after a made free throw just to throw a surprise at them. Now they're falling back. Be interesting to see what they do on the half court. Looks like a 1-3-1, Roger.
It is the 1-3-1, and I think it's got a little bit of a trap in it, and it does, and that 3 is thrown up by Deddy, and I'll tell you what, Deddy doesn't need to have it in his hands long. Pirates now look to counter. Got a chance to blow this open to 5 if they can convert on this possession.
Southeastern staying in the zone, really putting the pressure on Renner deep. Boy, he's just being boxed in right and left.
Renner is getting bumped everywhere he goes. Gerber weak side, 3 in the air, doesn't go, and rebound weak side. And I tell you what, Don, we got 2 excellent rebounding ball clubs in this one. Each team only getting 1 shot. Is now Southeastern gets the 3 in the air, doesn't go, as Detillions doesn't make it, but they get their own rebound. Young, high post, 15-footer off rim, no good, gets his own rebound, tried to put it back up, and what do we got? They're going to call a reach. I thought there might have been a walk first.
Right.
In any case, it'll be the 15th foul on the Garaway Pirates, and it'll be the 2nd foul on Hisrich, so both Hisrich and Gerber with 2 fouls in this one. Southeastern now will set their offense. Corner, Detillion once again, 3 rattles but doesn't drop. Hisrich with the rebound, and here come the Pirates.
I've got Southeastern just 1 of 7 in this second quarter.
Hisrich, 14-footer, doesn't fall. Rebound chased down by Southeastern. They got a chance to run it out with Netter. Netter puts it up off the window and gets it to go. 17-16, Pirates on top at 4:45.
And they've been zoning up on the Pirates all first half.
A lot of different looks, haven't they, Don, as far as the way they're playing their zone and everything like that?
Well, and we were correct in calling it a box and one, and they've just continued to shuffle it around.
And now they're going to get a Pirate over the back. We'll wait and see who it is indicated on, as Regulus' jumper wouldn't go. And they're going to call the foul. They put the foul up on the board for Mike Felton, so that is Mike's first.
4:20 to go. Garaway back to the man.
Deddy, another circus shot, and Gerber with the rebound. I'm going to tell you what, if Mr. Deddy keeps shooting those up, Scott Bardall will be a very happy man.
Well, he does seem to be playing a little freewheeling basketball.
Renner now got a good look, kicks it back out.
Pirates doing a good job of not only passing the basketball, but positioning themselves, giving them a chance to recognize what it is. This almost looks like a straight 2-3. But they do just seem to hang on Renner.
Everywhere he goes, now everybody takes a step towards him.
3 guys.
Kicks it out. Hisrich dribble, 15-footer in the air, and he knocks it down. John Hisrich with 4. 19-16, Garaway's lead at the 3.5-minute mark of half number 1. This 3 in the air and nothing but net for Chris Netrall. Netrall, the leading scorer for Southeastern tonight. He's got 7. We're tied at 19.
With just a little over 3 minutes to go, and Roger, they're giving Skaggs quite a rest.
Renner's got it. Good night. Don't matter who's in there when he catches it that deep. He's going to draw the harm and go to the free throw line for 1.
Well, Roger, it was you and I that saw some district games where Renner was probably bumped around as much as you can get bumped around without it actually being a foul, and it's serving him well here because it's the same kind of ball game.
Exactly. Yeah, Martins Ferry and Union Local probably bumped him more than he got bumped for 20 games in the regular season. Can't convert the three-point play. But, yeah, Don, I think you're right, coming in here tonight, because they are definitely, and it's not cheap once again, it's just when he comes through the lane, they're giving him a hip.
Yeah.
Netrall in the lane, puts it up over Renner and gets it to go, and this young man, Don, is not a bad ball player. 21 all, we're tied. His pass just does get to Regula, and there's a guy I'd like to see get on his game, Donnie. Johnny Regula. Get him back in that rhythm.
Well, they're riding Renner down high post, low post, wherever he may be. Garaway's looking for the pocket.
There's that 18-footer, and the silky smooth left-hander knocks it down just like we asked him to. He's got 6.
Gives him a 2-point lead.
Netrall once again challenging Renner. This time it won't go. Young saved it. No, he didn't. Foot on the baseline will come the other way.
Just what you talked about. I'll tell you what Garaway's doing. They're taking Renner and they're running him to high post, low post, side to side, and he's taking a defender with him, and Garaway's taking an excellent time in finding the pocket that it creates and getting a shooter there.
Timeout here, Garaway. Scott Bardall going to talk some things out for this final 2:16. Early on, Don, here, almost 1 half in the books. I'd have to say advantage Garaway.
Oh, I think it is. I think what they've done is they've recognized the defense, they've moved Renner around, and they have gotten uncontested shots, and sooner or later you're going to start hitting them, which they started doing in the second half. I have them 4 for 9, so their shooting has improved in the second quarter.
You can almost see Southeastern adopting the philosophy, anybody can beat us but Renner. They're not going to let Renner go anywhere without at least 3 white jerseys in his general vicinity.
And we're not going to change until somebody gets really hot and makes us do that. By the same token, they're giving their big man a big rest here, Roger.
Yes, Skaggs went out with 4.5 to go in the second quarter, has not been back in. He does have 2 fouls. So Larry Jordan may think we'll just keep him there for the rest of the half.
Well, I'm sure that's it. And this is the time then for Garaway to make some ground.
Felton puts it on the floor now. Pirates go to more of that high post look, and now that one is taken away. Nice hands by Netter. Netter drops it back, this time laying it up with the right hand. Another circus shot by Deddy, and it just won't go. We got a 1st and 10 on the baseline, and what do we got? Well, we got timeout Southeastern. They are going to say Deddy got it and called timeout, and Justin Deddy, he throws some wild ones out there.
He's one of those guys that penetrates and sometimes probably gets up in the air without really knowing exactly what he's going to do with it. And, of course, if we talk about some fundamental basketball, it's nice to penetrate and pass. But I always thought it was a little bit of a sin to leave your feet without exactly knowing what you're going to do with it.
For the viewers at home, of course, who do not get the benefit of coming down to the games, from what I saw in the first game, I got to think the winner of this ball game has a distinct advantage Saturday afternoon. They're definitely going to have the height advantage.
Right.
Eastern Brown, very quick team. They play very hard, but size-wise, both of these teams much bigger than Eastern Brown.
Well, and what's hard to gauge is just how much of an emotional victory that was for Eastern Brown over Wheelersburg, the higher-ranked team.
It was a very rough game, to say the least. McGarvey going to take the three off front rim. Hisrich with another rebound. The best rebounding 5'7" guy you'll find. Quickly down, Gerber into the post. Nice job by Young to knock that away. Once again, Renner had a crowd around him.
Boy, he did, and that's 2 straight times. Garaway's just turned the ball over. It's hurt them.
Southeastern now with 1:09 on the clock. Netter. Over to Detillion. Detillion from 22 doesn't go. Nice job checking out by Gerber. He'll get the foul coming over the top, and I think that's on Netrol. If it is, it's his second. It is on Netrol, his second, team's fifth.
Minute to go, Roger. A 2-point lead. And while you might be inclined to play for the last shot, I might be inclined to try to get a couple of shots and maybe increase the lead while Skaggs is going to obviously sit out the first half.
You would think if you're Eastern, if you can go in down to tied, whatever the case may be, and had Skaggs sit out almost half of the second period, more than half of the second period, be a big victory for you.
Oh, yeah.
Pirates will take it. Looks like they're going to see a little bit of a half-court trap here. Miller and Hisrich, the guards, handling it. Hisrich reverses. Miller now will bring it across the timeline. He's in trouble, but he reverses it over to Hisrich.
Yeah, that's not a bad trap they're facing.
Big trap out in front.
Well, now they will play for one. We're approaching half a minute with a 2-point lead for the Pirates.
Larry Jordan definitely giving Scott Bardall a lot to talk about at halftime. He's shown about 4 different defenses here early on.
Well, if we can show this, there's a Renner sandwich at the high post. He's in the middle, and they got people on each side of him, and Garaway's holding the ball, and
14 seconds on the clock. Miller's got it. Now we're down to 10. The Pirates will start to go. They go with the 1-4 baseline look. Regular coming off the screen. That's taken away by McGarvey. He handles it. Now it goes loose on the 4. The Pirates come up with it. The shot will not count. We've come to the end of 16 minutes of play here at the Convocation Center at Ohio University. The Garaway Pirates on top of the Southeastern Panthers, 23-21. We'll be right back to give you all the halftime stats and to get set for our third quarter of action.
Which other teammate is going to step up and take over?
We get set to start the second half of play. The Pirates come out with Felton, Hisrich, Gerber, Regula, and Renner. And that would be their starting 5 as usual. And then coming back for the Panthers, we've got McGarvey and also Netter and Deddy. Skaggs is back on the 4 and Netrol. So the big thing we talked about, Don, you can only get the lead out to 2 with the big guy on the bench. Is Garaway in a little bit of trouble? We'll find out.
Well, Southeastern with the ball, moving left to right, wearing the white. Garaway in the home red.
I'm glad you take care of that left to right.
Yeah.
I always get that screwed up. Netrol, who had a very impressive first half, they're going to lob it down to Skaggs. Great weak side help by Felton. They knock it out of bounds.
Well, that was one area that Garaway seemed to get a little confused on in the first half. Twice they lobbed to Skaggs, and he just turned around and shot it. That time, as you could see, great backside help from the Pirates.
McGarvey will be the trigger, and they get it in to Netter. And now back to McGarvey in the corner. His three's in the air, and Don, I think that's going to be the trump card in this one. I think Southeastern may have a little bit better perimeter game, and Garaway's going to have to focus on that.
Well, he certainly got the shot off quickly and cleanly.
24-23 Southeastern on top. Gerber with it, back to Hisrich.
Well, wherever Renner goes, he's got a body on him, and he's stepped high, low, in and out, and really moved around.
This time he catches it, goes to the high post, and he got bumped, and that's what they're doing with him. Now Southeastern a chance to attack in transition. Netter takes it. Big man Brendan the 4 gets a rebound, but Renner clears it off. Nice job by Tyler being strong.
You know, he did have a hand in his face. Renner did the last time he shot, and you're right, he's not used to that.
Hesrich lobs it to Renner. He does a good job of taking away. And now they're going to set the offense up.
Well, it's 24-23 Southeastern. Almost a minute and a half gone in third quarter.
Step through again for Renner. Now he's going to kick it out. Hesrich 3 in the air. Front rim, no good. Skaggs with the rebound. Southeastern's got numbers if they want to push. Deddy in the corner. Now back to McGarvey. Quickly down. Netrall turnaround. Almost a half hook. It doesn't draw anything.
Southeastern 1 for 3 opening the second half, but that one was a three-pointer that gave them the lead, 24-23 with 6:15 to go. Roger, it looks to me like the Pirates want Renner to step off. It looks like they want to get him the ball on the foul line extender, even top of the key, and let him be a passer.
Half-court trap again here from Southeastern. Not real aggressive in it, but just enough to make Garaway slow themselves down a little bit. John Regula gets into the paint. The 6'11 Skaggs stops him. Hesrich now 17-footer, no good. Loose on the floor, and Southeastern picks it up. Netter going to attack 1-on-3. No, he'll back it out. Now he's going to take the pull-up 3. Rim no good. Tyler Renner, another rebound.
Well, both teams not shooting well from the field.
Gerber challenges the big man, draws the foul, and gets it to go.
What a play!
Ryan Gerber, the sophomore, doesn't matter that he's given up about 7 inches. He goes strong.
Well, and that's what you have to do, because Skaggs has been just an imposing factor in there. He hasn't moved particularly well, but he hasn't had to.
Skaggs picks up number 3 with 5:37 to go in the third period.
And that might be crucial.
Gerber now will step to the free throw line to increase Garaway's lead to 2. It's 25-24 right now. Free throw up, rim good.
I think that was a big play, Roger. If nothing else, it got a little life into the Pirates. That was their first field goal.
And they looked maybe a little bit lethargic starting that third period.
Well, you had mentioned playing against such a big guy. Could be a little tentative.
I think they're going to get Ari Yoder on the backside. That will be Ari's first. Yeah, sometimes, Don, you do. You play a little bit, you give his size too much credit.
Exactly.
Southeastern inbounds, and they go across the timeline, which is legal.
It'll be interesting to see if Southeastern can rotate the ball and get...
That man shots. Garvey misses. Netrol gets it back to 6'11 Skaggs. Regula blocked it and then gave him a little look.
Yeah. Well, again, we've got some talented big men, and it's just a case of who's going to intimidate who as well as play well.
Chris Skaggs will head to the free throw line. I kind of like that. Challenge the big guy.
Well,
let him know it's not going to be easy. Free throw looks good. 26-25 at the 5:11 mark as John Hesrich comes back in, gives Ari Yoder a blow.
Well, I thought that's what Ryan Gerber really did. I thought he just absolutely challenged the big guy and said, hey, this is what we're going to do.
Second free throw won't go. Regula cleans up the dust. And here come the Pirates. Hesrich.
Well, it starts out as a 2-3.
It's a let's go meet at Tyler Renner defense.
That's what it is. There's 3 of them.
Renner shoots it over top of the big guy, and this time he gets it to go. Tyler Renner's got 6. 28-25, Garaway on top in this one. Skip pass over, Deddy going to take the 3. It's in the air, no good. Great check out by Gerber, and the Pirates are going to attack. Miller with it.
You know, Garaway has done an excellent job of handling the ball. We mentioned 4 turnovers for them, only 5 for Southeastern, but they're doing an excellent job.
Renner, 15-footer money.
30-25, 4:14, third quarter, timeout, Larry Jordan.
And that's another thing we talked about at halftime. We didn't feel either one of these two teams could allow the other one to get too far ahead.
I think, that was a smart timeout by a seasoned veteran coach.
Of course, he had to used to go against you.
Well, yeah. That just means he's been around a long time.
Of course, once again, just giving folks at home maybe a little bit of background on Southeastern. They come in 22-1. Their one loss, the very first game of the year, they played Bloom Carroll, got beat by 21 points. Since then, they have destroyed everybody who's gotten in their path. So I don't know if they had a kid sick, maybe some football players, or what the deal was. But Bloom Carroll put 91 up on them and beat them 91-70. And then since then, they have taken care of business. And in fact, in the tournaments, they won the sectional 84-61 over Unioto, beat South Point in the district semi 70-44, and then beat Seaman North Adams in the district final 65-43.
Yeah, they're playing well. Well, this is a basketball game. 30-25, 4:14 to go, and we're seeing two talented teams that feature big men, but they're certainly not only big men.
After the timeout now, we'll see what Larry Jordan has set up for his Panthers. Quickly over Netter. Now he'll get it to the shooter, McGarvey.
Well,
Netter now going to take the elbow jumper. Doesn't go. Regular weak side rebound, and here come the Pirates playing with a ton of confidence.
well, they are now, and I think I go back to that dribble drive by Ryan Gerber. He went right up to Skaggs and hit the layup and got the free throw for the three-pointer, and I think that turned it around.
A lot of times just one play of showing some aggression will really get the team in tune.
Well, they're taking their time.
Renner.
And Renner's showing some nice poise.
That ball was kicked out of bounds, and I like that there. He didn't throw the elbow, but he just showed the point of it there and backed the defender off.
You know, he's had a hand on him the entire game. A lot of times a forearm, a chest. I mean, that's just, and that's what they're doing.
Regular gets into the paint. He's going to take it up over him. We're going to get a push before the shot, I do believe.
I wonder who that's on.
I think they got it on Deddy, but we will wait and see, and it is on Deddy, and that is only his first, the team's second here in half two. 3:20 to go in the third quarter. Garaway up 30-25.
It's been a zone for Southeastern the entire game. It's just what kind of zone?
Yeah, and how they defend certain things that Garaway throws at it. Regular 15-footer. Might have gotten that partially blocked. The big man has the rebound, and here comes Southeastern. Quickly over McGarvey from 23. Front rim, no good. Regular, another rebound.
I've got Southeastern 1 for 8 in the third quarter, 2:45 to go.
Quickly down into Renner. He's got it. Big man on his hip. That was just clean. All McGregor on that one.
Boy, that was...
Netter is going to get cut off, and they're going to call the block because he tried to force it a little bit. I don't think either one of these teams, Don, really is set on the tempo they want yet.
No, and it's easy for us to stand up here and think that maybe Garaway should run a little more and see if Skaggs can run with them. But, you know, how far away are we?
We're a long way away, Don.
And it's easy for us to do that.
Oh, that pass goes off of Netral's knee, but he does a good job of getting it back.
Tell you what Southeastern's trying to do, Roger. They're trying to overload and get one of those situations again where Garaway does not have a backside help.
Netter gets it in the lane, throws it up off the window, and he gets it to go. Netter with 4, cuts it to 30-27. Quickly, Garaway coming back right at him.
Only the second basket for Southeastern from the field.
I think Garaway, Don, this half, though, definitely making it a point to push it after made shots by Southeastern and try to get them sleeping a little.
I think so. Well, they have certainly taken their time and looked for the open spot in the zone. Give them a lot of credit for some patience.
Gerber's three doesn't go. Great check out by Netter, and then he's sideswiped by Hisrich. And bad news for Garaway fans, that is John's third. The team's fourth here in this second half, excuse me.
Roger, with 1:41 to go, we have not had a particularly productive third quarter. 30-27, the Pirates. It was 23-21 at halftime, so we've not had a lot of scoring.
Garaway outscoring Southeastern right now 7-6 in this quarter, as that one is tipped away. You know, Don, defensively, both of these teams, of course, you've got to be good to get the regionals, but their defensive positioning is excellent.
Oh, it is.
Their positioning is perfect in every situation.
And both teams are doing an excellent job of limiting the other one to one shot.
Yes. Catch, Netral now, 17-footers in the air, back heel, no good. And now Miller has the rebound, and here comes Garaway. Gerber ahead. He's not going to force it. 117, Don, and there goes the Pirates with what I might think, pulling it out and just giving that four-corner look.
Well, that's certainly what they're doing. Southeastern staying in the zone. Skaggs in the middle. It looks like they're going to start putting a little pressure now.
Miller will penetrate. Of course, you got to remember, you can probably gamble a little bit more or both these teams defensively because of your big men back deep that change shots. 45 seconds on the moving clock. Garaway on top right now, 30-27. Been a quick game, been a very well-played game from the floor aspect.
I thought both coaches have done a good job. Again, we've talked about each other's defense, but we've also said both of them are taking a lot of time adjusting to the defenses. I think they're each trying to take whatever the team gives them.
Miller with it. Now he pulls it up and gets it back out to Hisrich as we're at 18 on the clock. Garaway fans on their feet, and they are applauding. 12 seconds. The set is ready. Hisrich has got it. Double screen for Gerber coming. Gerber's got the three in the air. Rolls rim, no good. Skaggs with the quick rebound. 1 second. Netter gets it off. It's good if it goes, but it won't. We've come to the end of 3 quarters of play here at Athens. Division III regional semifinal. Garaway on top of Southeastern, 30-27. A low-scoring second period, but Garaway outscores Southeastern all the same, 7-6, to take a 3-point lead into the final 8 minutes. Good thing for Garaway is Tyler Renner a little more aggressive offensively. He had 4 in the quarter. He's got 8 on the ball game, and the Pirates have it to start this final period.
Garaway 3 of 10 from the field in the third quarter. Southeastern only 2 of 11. Southeastern out-rebounded the Pirates 9-6, and Skaggs had 4 of those 9, and Renner had 2 of the 6 for the Pirates.
At what point, Don, if any, if you're Scott Bardahl, do you pull the ball out and make Southeastern play you man? Do you think that gets you a better advantage?
Well, I think it would, because number one, the big man has some fouls, and we really haven't seen him move outside the lane. And if you spread the floor and do what you suggested, we're going to have to see how well he can defend away from the lane on the perimeter.
It would be a matchup problem, no doubt, as that pass is going to get away from Renner, maybe getting away with the push in the back was Detillion. In any case, Netter thought about the 3, goes to the high post. First time I've seen Delvin Stewart. Stewart now going to take the 18-footer, front rim doesn't go. Chase down, rebound. Southeastern had it, but now Garaway takes it away.
Well, we've had uncharacteristically 2 quick turnovers. I don't think either team had a turnover in the third quarter, and now we've each had 1 quick as we start the fourth.
The pressure starts to build. Don't fool yourself, folks. These kids realize exactly what this game is all about.
Right, and Garaway now holds the 3-point lead. Boy, is it a low-scoring game. 30-27 after 3 quarters, Roger.
Renner's got it, goes against the big man window, does not fall. Regula tips it out, and nice job by Gerber to save it. Now it's loose on the floor. Bodies are diving anywhere. That's what regionals are about.
Good hustle by the Pirates.
Pirates keep it. Now Hisrich has it. High post, Renner. Got his shot changed. Regular rebound. Gets it blocked. Skaggs has got it. The big man now is going to outlet it. Quickly ahead. That'll be tipped out of bounds. Skaggs, Don, second half has been a defensive threat, but offensively, we haven't seen hide nor hair of him.
No, we haven't. They tried to get him the ball low, and the first thing he did was kick it right back out to the foul line, extended for a shot. But getting back to the defense, we've got a 30-second timeout by the Pirates. We're focusing there on Coach Bardahl giving his troops some instruction. But I believe as we've started this fourth quarter, the physical intensity has been stepped up by Southeastern.
And as we said, hey, what are they playing for? Just a trip to the regional finals.
That's
I mean, that happens every day, doesn't it?
Yeah, it is. I'll tell you, I think we've just seen here in a minute a physical game get even more physical. They'll turn it up.
Of course, boy, if you are a basketball junkie, which I profess to be,
yes,
This is the weekend for you because you got NCAA games on, you got high school regional action going on, the girls' state tournament has begun.
Yes.
I mean, this is what it's all about, folks. So much better than that football stuff. Ball is inbounded by Southeastern, and now they'll try. This score has been 30-27. Now they get it into the big man, and Skaggs finally gets it to go down.
Well, that's how he scored his points, on lobs where he's just turned around. He really hasn't done too much outside the paint.
You could measure his vertical in sheets of paper, but it doesn't matter when you are 6'11". 30-29, Garaway on top, 5.5 to play in the ball game. Every possession, Don, crucial.
Well, it is, and Southeastern, again, staying in that zone, that variation of zone.
Gerber penetrates, kicks it out. Hisrich didn't even think about the three.
Now, I thought in the third quarter, Garaway was really starting to take it to Southeastern. They did a couple of things, and now they're patient.
Tried to lob it down to Renner. He does a great job catching it. He's in all kinds of trouble. Gets it across to Hisrich, who's going to be fouled, and that'll be on McGarvey, and that's only his first and only the team's third. Don, we haven't mentioned it, so they must be doing a good job, but well-officiated ball game so far.
Oh, I think it is. I think it's there's a lot of pressure, there's a lot of physical contact, but I think it's been a well-officiated game.
Very consistent, and that's all you can ask for as a player or a coach or a fan for that matter.
Garaway content to work the perimeter, and Southeastern content to stay in their zone.
You can see Garaway just trying to draw them out, Don, to get some room in the paint for Regula and Renner.
Well, there's going to be a pocket somewhere, and someone will take the shot.
Renner had it. They're going to call the reach on Detillion. That'll be also his first foul. Really, the only foul trouble of the whole game. Skaggs has 3. He got that at the 5:37 mark of quarter number 3, and then we haven't seen anything else.
No, with 4:40 to go, I think anybody can play as much as they want.
Renner's shot doesn't go, and Skaggs has to rebound quickly. It's a 2-on-1 for Southeastern. Netter's got it, takes it to the window and lays it in. Netter gives Southeastern their first lead in some time at 31-30.
And they've scored 2 baskets. The Pirates are 0 for 4 from the field.
4 minutes into this final quarter, the Pirates yet to score in it. Now Southeastern's fans, and we got a nice crowd here, are on their feet.
Well, that's what they've been waiting for. I thought Southeastern picked up the intensity physically at the beginning of the quarter.
Somebody from Garaway, Don, other than Renner, is going to have to hit a shot before this is over. Gerber gets in the lane, gets it knocked away. McGarvey's got it, and now Southeastern with the chance to build on their lead.
Well, that's the kind of stuff we're talking about. That was
Teddy's 3 in the air, no good. Battle for the loose ball rebound. Gerber has it. Nice job by Ryan being strong.
Wherever Garaway goes with the basketball, they're getting a lot of pressure. They're getting hands on them.
Especially when they get into that green paint, Don. It's an all-out race for Southeastern to get to the ball.
Oh, I think so, too.
Renner way out top, and he'll draw the foul. Once again, I think the opposing team against Garaway's whole theory has been, let's beat up Tyler Renner.
Well, they have, and they're also kind of extending that to probably the entire game because, the entire team, because they have fouls. They're not in foul trouble.
Renner's got it, high post, goes in, kicks it back out. Nathan Miller, that's a 2, they say 2. The foot was on the line. We can't tell from our perch. But still, the Pirates got the lead back at 32-31.
With 3 minutes to go, their first field goal of the fourth quarter.
And now Larry Jordan's going to take a timeout as Detillion was in a little bit of trouble. Real quickly, Don, before you get to what you have, one thing I noticed on the possession before where Southeastern took the lead, they got the ball. Tyler Renner has been so used to getting in that paint, giving that little bump with the shoulder, creating space, and getting a shot off. You don't give a little bump of the shoulder to 270 and move it.
No, no. In fact, twice now he's had the ball, and he's had such a crowd around him that it's been actually difficult for him to even get his arms up and get a shot off.
Garaway only 2 points in this quarter, but right now they've got the 1-point lead. Let's set the table for you. Foul trouble. Hisrich has 3. That's it for Garaway. Skaggs has 3. That's it for Southeastern. This is going to be a wild one coming down the last 2:57.
Well, the Pirates with the 1-point lead. Roger, I think it's going to get very physical in this last 2:57 because just of what you said. There are a lot of fouls to give, and
no easy ones, Don. Nobody's going to get an uncontested layup.
No, they're not. And I wouldn't be surprised if some jump shots have some hands on the wrists or forearms. I think we're just going to see a physical game from here on out. Very physical.
Southeastern with it. As we said, they trail by 1. Interesting to see what they go to. Regular right now is matched up on Skaggs, and they get a turnover. Garaway Pirates defense continues to play hard.
And teams that have been almost turnover-free for 3 quarters, both have made uncharacteristic mistakes.
Hisrich now handling it as now Southeastern starting to extend their pressure a great deal. Miller all the way out at half court. And now, Don, I do believe Garaway is pulling out Southeastern out of this zone.
Well, see, there's some bumping there, but they haven't called it the whole game, so they are being consistent. But Southeastern is going to go after that basketball. But I do think that's a strength Garaway has.
That one is knocked out of bounds by McGarvey, and it will stay with the Pirates.
Garaway has handled the ball well the entire game, and they've got 2:16 left in it with a 1-point lead.
Regular will inbound. He gets it out to Miller.
Roger, we keep saying with each Garaway game that it's the most physical game they've played, but I think this time it's true.
Yeah, I think they've gotten physically harder all the way through. DeTillion knocked that away, but they're going to say he touched it last, and it stays with Garaway at the 2:01 mark.
Boy, he attacked that basketball. It was a good job by the Pirates to keep it from being a steal. And look at Ross, I want to call them Ross Southeastern, but look at Southeastern. They're starting to spread the court defensively. They're coming at the Pirates.
Regular, Hisrich now. You definitely want to get the ball off the sideline. Lowers the shoulder, got away with it, and that's that consistent calling we've seen.
They haven't been calling that thing all game, so that's good.
Gerber into the high post now. Pirates just playing pitch and catch.
1:40 to go, a 1-point lead. They've done a great job all night long of attacking this zone and finding a pocket.
Hisrich has got it. He's being trapped. He's in a little bit of trouble. Gets it on the sideline to Renner. Skaggs steps out. Now they're going to trap Renner. Bardall gets the timeout. Nice job by Scott Bardall. And actually, no, they're going to say a foul occurred before the timeout.
I think so too. I think that's what Southeastern is doing. They're really trying to put the defensive pressure and the physicality of the game, and they're really trying to upgrade that. There's your timeout.
Southeastern will take it. The foul was on DeTillion, his second to team 6. So on the next foul by Southeastern, you go to the line, Garaway Pirates, for 1 plus the bonus. But Don, coaching-wise, do you want to start fouling this early if you're Southeastern?
Well, if they don't, you're up against an excellent ball-handling basketball team. I'm not sure how much time Garaway took off. There's only 1:25 left, Roger, and they were handling that ball very well against a trapping zone defense. So my guess is it is going to continue to get more physical, and yeah, I think they're going to start fouling. I can tell you don't agree with that.
Well, I have not seen Southeastern at all this year, so I don't know how good defensively. I would just say watching this game, they're pretty doggone good
they
defensively.
Are good.
I don't think at 125 you want to just start going out and hacking it up, but we'll see.
Well,
Renner gets it to Regula. If he'd take that, he'd probably have to move out of the greater Sugar Creek district.
Yep. Well, I'll tell you, Renner has done a great job of getting the ball, just like he's doing now, knowing that 2 and 3 guys are going to attack him. He's protecting it well, looking around.
Now, I can't say I didn't expect Southeastern to come out in this kind of defense.
Well, sooner or later, that's going to happen. And they took another 25 seconds off the clock. There's only a minute to go, and they do have the 1-point lead.
Foul was called on DeTillion, his third.
I didn't think they'd foul on purpose, but I thought they would go after the ball a little more actively than they did.
Exactly. I thought they would come out with a little bit more of a purpose to what they were doing.
And not be afraid to foul, but they let 25 seconds roll off.
Renner's free throw doesn't go, but John Bragdale with a gigantic
rebound. Now there you go.
Now Hisrich will get fouled, and now he'll stroll to the free throw line for 1.
Well, with 56 seconds and a 1-point lead. Now that was an aggressive foul.
John Regula was so big against Union Local defensively. His offense wasn't on that night. Tonight he's got 6, nothing here in this second half, but that rebound there could be gigantic. Hisrich's free throw is good. That makes it a 2-point Garaway lead.
33-31, 56 seconds to go.
Second one now for Hisrich in the air, and he's got it. 3-point Garaway lead at 56 seconds to play.
Key free throws just like in the district final.
Netter handling it. They clear out this side. He gets it knocked away, and they're going to call a foul on Hisrich, and they're going to say it was on the floor, so it does not hurt Garaway because that is only their 5th team foul, but that is the 4th on Hisrich.
Well, that was definitely a clear out, and
now they get it inbounds. Ball is loose on the floor. Detillion, the last one to touch it. It goes over to Garaway with 43 seconds left.
Big turnover by Southeastern. 43 seconds, as you mentioned. A 3-point Pirate lead, and they will hold the ball, and they will get fouled.
Well, now here comes Southeastern as Tony Young comes in for Skaggs, so they're going with their quick lineup to get out and start trapping it. Gerber's the trigger. Gets it into Miller.
Look at that defense.
Detillion, and boy, that's almost intentional, as that's just a blatant grab.
Well, that's what he did. And even before he grabbed it, he had hands on him. He was hand checking him.
Detillion picks up his 4th foul, and now Skaggs will check back in as it's still the 1-and-1 for Nathan Miller, who has not been to the free throw line tonight.
39 seconds, a 3-point Garaway lead.
How big is that regular rebound on that free throw? That is just huge. Nathan Miller. Front no good. Tipped by Regula again. And now what do we got? They're going to say John came over the top. So that's the 16th foul on Garaway. No damage done.
Well,
38.4 seconds, Don, and if you're Southeastern, you don't need to start cranking threes yet. You can still take the quick 2, and now they're going to talk about it.
Well, the reason they're going to talk about it, Garaway was going to do a smart thing. They were going to give them 3-quarter pressure and make them work to get the ball up court. They weren't going to let them do something like roll it, which some teams do, or even run it up real quick. They were going to give them a little pressure. Good move.
In this situation, a lot of times teams with big men, like Southeastern has, they'll go for that 2 in there because a lot of times you'll pick up the bucket and a foul because the defense is really scrambling to make sure they don't give up anything easy.
3 the old way. But the last time, Roger, I noticed they cleared out for, I want to say Deddy, or Netter, excuse me. They cleared out for him. And they called the foul on the floor before the shot, but they may try that again, too.
Something if you're Scott Blauerdal, if you are preaching. If they go to the clear out again, do you go trap the ball or do you concentrate getting weak side checked out because the big man's going to be over there?
Yeah, I'd do the second thing you mentioned. But he took some pressure off, so, it's been a good chess match the entire game. I've enjoyed it.
This one, folks, for pure fans of basketball, yeah, this has been a good one to watch because it has been punch and counter punch.
And here they come. Here they come with the pressure.
Now Netter has it. He brings it into the front court.
And it looks like a man-to-man.
Double on that side, and the trawl comes out.
We're down under 30 seconds, under 25.
Now Netter going to look to clear out possibly.
Big screen inside. 17 seconds, Roger, down to 15.
Netter now got to force a 3 up, doesn't go. Big man there with the rebound, doesn't get it to go. Nattrall's got it, kicks it back out. Netter threes in the air, front rim no good. Rebound down to the Pirates. They get the foul with 4.7 seconds to go. The Garaway Pirates continue to battle, and now they got a chance to put this one on ice.
Wow, they gave Southeastern 3 shots at the basket and finally hauled down a great rebound with 4.7 seconds to go and a 3-point lead.
Ron Detillion has fouled out of the ballgame, number 21, and he will leave the court, possibly the junior for the last time this season. 4.7 seconds. Hisrich is at the free throw line. One of them, you got to think, Don, puts this one in the bag.
It's a 3-point lead. There's the timeout to ice him.
It is the double bonus. That was the 10th team foul on Southeastern.
Well, The 34-31, 3 points, 4.7 seconds.
You know what? Start the bus.
Yeah.
Go send the manager out, tell him to get the keys and start the bus.
Well, what you can do is make one, make them both, and just stand still.
4.7 seconds left is all that separates Garaway from a trip to the regional finals. They went to the regional finals back in 1989. Of course, that year they had to play Columbus Worley. This year they get Eastern Brown, a good ball club, but I think advantage Garaway once again from what we saw tonight.
I thought there were several things Garaway did tonight that were outstanding. One is the way they handled the basketball against an ever-changing zone, always looking for the open shot. They didn't always hit it. Renner, I thought, showed exceptional poise. He was always double, mostly triple team. He did an excellent job of looking for his teammates. I just thought it was a great, they played a great floor game.
Well, here's the case. Hisrich knocks this down. You better keep the Shanesville drive-through open late tonight. Hisrich first one, back rim, no good. Life still continues to beat in Southeastern's heart.
And you see that Garaway has emptied the free throw line. They are all back.
Second one now for Hisrich. In the air, got it.
There it is.
Southeastern gets it in. You don't want to foul. Shot is up at the buzzer. Doesn't matter. The Pirates are going to the regional finals.
To the regional finals.
Garaway defeats Richmond Dale Southeastern 35-31, and a great defensive effort by this ball club. And they will live to play another day.
And they deserve to. What a great basketball game. It was a physical game. And you saw this game won a lot of ways, but I think basically it was the poise and ball handling of the Pirates.
We will be right back to wrap this one up for you and let you know what's going on. Saturday, the Convocation Center will be flooded with Pirate fans.